Well, hello strange people, welcome back to the channel. We're up on Dartmoor today. We're going to go and do some stone bothering. When I say we, just me and the big fella, no Amanda today. We're currently skirting around the edge of Down Tor. The weather is hit and miss. The views are fabulous. Just looking down there, there's a round field which I believe is a Bronze Age settlement, which we might go and visit on the way back, and then we'll take our route back through the valley down the bottom there if we can. But for now, we're going to make our way up to the stones. The resilience of trees never fails to astound me. That's the seed that's blown over from the forest over there. Got lodged between the rocks. The sheep have obviously not been able to get to it. Good luck, old fella. Just taking 5 out of the wind. Storm Amy came through yesterday and it's still a bit blustery up here, and it also looks as though we might get a shower, so get in behind here. We do have waterproofs with us. Well, I have, the dog hasn't. He's got a big enough coat on as it is, haven't you? Hey, Mr. Muppet. This is the first proper, I've had I had COVID a couple of weeks ago. My first ever trip down that road, and yeah, so I'm still recovering from that. So this is my first proper trip out on the moor since that. Still a bit breathless, but not too bad. Just looking down at that tor down there, I keep forgetting the name of it. I'm sure I've been there, but I think we'll pop down there anyway after we've gone to bother some stones, just because I'm not 100% sure. Must have done. Cuckoo Rock's just down there, so yeah, I must have done. Anyway, I'm waffling. We'll take 5 here. Patch needs a bit of a rest anyway, and then we'll make our way. Catch you in a mo. This isn't what we've come to see, but it is Bronze Age. It's a reeve, boundary wall of some sort, and for some reason Nobody really knows exactly why. It's probably to do with the farming. Certainly in some of the valleys further along it seems to be about farming, but this one is quite distinct. It actually curves around what we've come to see, so it is later in the Bronze Age. Come on, mister. He's always got to stop and sniff something. I don't know how well the GoPro's showing this up, but here we are. So I saw somebody post on Facebook the other day that this was their favourite stone circle on Dartmoor, and one of the best. Well, technically it is a circle of stones, but it's not actually a stone circle, it's a cairn circle. And in the middle, I don't know how well the GoPro pulls it up, but in the middle there's a burial cairn which has been robbed at some point in history. And the stones actually went around the cairn. They weren't built into the cairn, they went around the cairn. So whoever was here was obviously somebody that needed to be remembered and was of high importance. And of course we've got the stone row, which I think is probably my favourite stone row on the whole of Dartmoor. Well, the distances vary between 345 and 316 metres, depending on who you read. But it's certainly a long stone row. Single stones. Starts off with these larger stones, this large menhir. That doesn't sound right, does it? Anyway, this large stone here, and then they gradually get a little bit smaller each time. Well, not gradually, that one's really big, and then there's a big dip between this one, and then they get gradually smaller. Again, something I've noticed with a lot of the standing stones on Dartmoor, although it's not as pronounced on this one, is right at the base here you've got this sort of dip in. See, on most of the stones there, it's nearer the top and looks like a head. So whether this one is sunk in a bit further and the head was more prominent, I don't know. Should we walk along it? Batch, should we walk along it? Come on then. More interested in having a drink. So this stone row is so early to middle Bronze Age, 2000 to 1500 BC. It's a lovely stone row. One big stone there that's fallen. This has got that head shape I was saying about. Something I've always wondered about with these stone rows is They often start with a large phallic stone at one end, and a much more triangular stone at the other end. And I often wondered whether that was some sort of fertility thing, whether it was, I don't know, a ritual for fertility, for farming. I don't know, but a lot of these stone rows seem to have that. And maybe whoever was buried at the end was seen as a great farmer or a great leader who could bring fertility to the land. God, there's people everywhere now. I saw three gentlemen as I was walking up the row. There's at least three more people turning up now, and there's one nutter making his way through the grass. No path or anything through there. So anyway, there is a cairn a little bit further up the hill, and a small enclosure just off to the left. The one thing I hate about being out in public is the public. There's several around now. Anyway, so we're at the enclosure. I've got no idea. There doesn't seem to be a hut, circle in it. It's like a sheepfold, but maybe a little bigger than a normal sheepfold. Don't know. Maybe brought the cattle here before they slaughtered them. Maybe it was some sort of market. Don't know. Just over there is the other cairn. I think what we're going to do is make our way over to the tour and have a brew. Find somewhere sheltered and have a brew. Well, we've decided to sack the idea of going over to that other tour. We're going to come down here and see if we can find that Bronze Age field system. Maybe take some shelter in there. If not, then maybe one of the old ruined farmhouses that are down in the valley, and we'll make a brew there. Patch is he's going to be 14 in 3 months, and he's definitely starting to feel his age. So rather than push it, we'll just go down, and then we'll find the old track that's at the bottom here, and that'll be easier going for him to walk back. That, and the fact that I can't actually see Cornwall, which you should be able to see from here, probably means the weather's moving in as well. Well, we've made it down into that field. Obviously these walls have been repaired and what have you over time, so this is just probably a Bronze Age field that has been repurposed at some point in history. So we got to the farmhouses. There's two ruined old farmhouses just down the hill from me here, and we decided obviously we weren't going to stop there. There are people there, so we walked up well, I can only call the side of an old drove. It's quite some depth. This would have been so that one of those two farms down there didn't obviously have to cross anybody else's fields to get onto the moor. Yeah, that's, well, in places that's got to be 8 or 10 feet deep. Brilliant. So anyway, we're going to stop here. I've got a new toy I want to try out, and I'm gasping for a brew. You need to rest anyway. He'll be alright. Right, catch you in a mo. So this is a new toy. Hopefully it'll keep the wind out a little better than the Trangia Triangle. It's a little bit heavier, but not much. It is made of some sort of tin. It's a bit fiddly to put together, but it had a bigger, flatter plate on it, which I thought was better for the two of us when we've got the frying pan with us. So we'll give it a go. Well, that was exciting for a minute. Just wait a second. The stove caught fire. Unbelievable. Luckily, I had this underneath it, and I've got a Leatherman. I always carry a Leatherman. Find it the most useful tool out on the moor. So yeah, I have my Leatherman. So I managed to get the this wool out from underneath the stove. I always use this, or nearly always use this, to stop the grass from burning. Managed to get it out from underneath, and then get my Trangia out from inside the stove, and put the Trangia out, obviously, with this one. But yeah, I didn't expect that. That is very dangerous. Very dangerous. So if you're buying one of these, make sure you burn the paint off first. It was working really well up until that point. Oops. Trangia Triangle time. I still need a brew. What a mess though. Much more like it. So at no point on this box does it say you should sorry about that. At no point in this box does it say you should burn the paint off. Now, it's probably good practice anyway. I just didn't really think of it, but it does say it's good for many types of canned fuel or artificial solid fuel, i.e. hexamine tabs. So yeah, if you're buying that, be careful. Right, that was a nice cup of coffee. We're going to make our way back now. I gave Patch a dog treat, which was a bone. He's eaten that, and now he's looking for more. Come on. But yeah, I came across a post the other day on Facebook, it might have been yesterday actually, on Facebook, stating that Neolithic man did not cut down all the forests in Britain, which is partially true because Bronze Age man certainly helped. But so I set him a conundrum, this chap that's posted this. I said, It takes 2 days for a man with a stone axe, or 2 men with a stone axe, sorry, with stone axes, to cut down a large oak tree. How long would it take? How many trees would they cut down over 2,000 years? And the answer is 2 men working 10 hours a day would cut down 1 tree every other day. The answer is 365,000 over the Neolithic period. So obviously then you scale that up to hundreds or even thousands of people cutting down trees, and bear in mind that large oak trees in a wild forest, not that have been planted, but in a wild forest, are roughly anywhere between sort of 40-50 feet apart, because they outcompete obviously their neighbours. So when you put it like that, over 2,000 years, 365,000 trees, and that's just 2 men working 10 hours a day, it's easily possible that all of the trees, well obviously not all, but many of the trees in Britain were cut down in the Neolithic and the Bronze Age. Right, we're just entering that drove now, through the gate into the drove. It runs up there. One of the farmhouses is just over there where you can see the sheep. The other one is just down around the corner. Just down in there. Right, I think we'll leave the video here. We're not far from the car now. Everything's looking a lot more civilized. Catch you on the next one. You say goodbye, Patch? Oh. Obviously not.